Hello, my name is Isabel Manzanares, and if you hear my computer start screaming at me in the middle of this, just ignore it. Can't really handle this right now, so let's just get it over with. I was born in Colorado, specifically Colorado Springs, Colorado, and Colorado, the entire state is really important to me because I've lived all over it. I've lived in Boulder, which is on one side of Denver, and then Aurora is on the other side of Denver. Never actually lived in Denver. I've lived in Cheyenne, which is situated on the base of the mountain, kind of crawling up it a little bit, but near Colorado Springs. And this is also close to downtown Colorado Springs, which is where all the hippies live in Colorado. Cheyenne is also where the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo is. If you ever go to Colorado, go to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. It's the best zoo you'll ever go to. Um, some of my favorite places in Colorado are the Pueblo Reservoir. I really like Pueblo because it's close to New Mexico. I said that weird, but it's nice and dry there, and then the reservoir is honestly beautiful and it's never really busy. There's an Isabel State Park in Colorado, and the Denver Aquarium is like the coolest aquarium that's like in the center of the United States. It's in Colorado, so it's not that far. Um, yeah, I love Colorado. A lot of my family lives here too, and by a lot I mean my grandma and my dad and my late grandfather, who owns this bar, which is one of the pictures. It's called Coaches. And then this first picture is a view of Colorado Springs, just driving in from Missouri, kinda. And then this is Dutch Bros, which is like the greatest drink company in all of history. They make the best Italian sodas in the world. And that's my brother. He's weird. Another place that's important to me is Hawaii. I've only been one time, and it was to visit my great aunt. She's in like the biggest picture, sitting in the back. And then my great grandpa, who he's reading the newspaper. She lives in Waimanalo, which is on Oahu. It's across the island, so Waikiki is on one side of the island, and Waimanalo is on the other side of the island. And Waimanalo is actually it's like a governmental owned area that permits the living of native Hawaiian peoples only. So only natives can live in Waimanalo. So she owns the house, but she doesn't own the land, which is typical. It's kind of like a reservation situation, but we won't go into that. So this first picture is a picture of my aunt's garage, which is where a lot of Hawaiians spend a majority of their time. It's like an extension of the house. And then this other picture is literally her backyard. It's just these crazy mountains. And then these two are just signs that I really liked because they looked out of place but funny. And so my grand plans for the future. Yes, I want to live in Hawaii. We have a trip planned at the end of the summer, so I'm just gonna bring clothes and turn in applications and get interviews and try and get a job and just slowly integrate my way into island living. I had an all over the place childhood, so I just really want to live peacefully and slowly. And in Hawaii, it's customary to drive under the speed limit. It's just very slow living. I also have a big family that lives there, and I would love to just hang out with them all the time. I really miss having a big family around me. And then, I don't know, the beach is literally in my grandma's backyard, and I love nature. So this is just a perfect integral place. I just want to live here so bad. Basically because my whole childhood involved moving around all the time. So this would just be a really nice place to live. It's always sunny there, and you don't need air conditioning, and you don't need heating. So you basically just live outside. So yeah, I want to live in Hawaii. I will live in Hawaii. And thank you for listening. And sweet dreams. Have a good night.